Good morning. Today we discuss the topic of accounting standard number 9 revenue recognition. So first we discuss the meaning and scope of this accounting standard. Accounting standard number 9 revenue recognition is mandatory and applicable to all enterprises for accounting period commencing on or after 1st April 1993. Accounting standard explains when the revenue should be recognized in profit and loss account and also states the circumstances in which a revenue recognition can be postponed. Revenue is a gross inflow of cash, receivable, or other considerations arising in the course of the ordinary activities of the reporting entity from sale of goods, rendering of services, and from the use of entity resources by the other yielding interest, dividend, and royalties, etc. Then we say the transactions excluded from the accounting standard number 9 revenue recognition. Revenue recognition criteria as specified in para number 3 of accounting standard number 9 is not applicable to realized capital gains arising out of the disposal of non-current assets and unrealized capital gains, that's called appreciation in the value of fixed assets. Then accounting standard number 9 also not applicable to unrealized holding gains in the value of current assets, that's called increase in the market value of the stock in trade. Then natural increase in the herds of the livestock and agriculture and the forest product. Realized unrealized gain arising out of the fluctuations in foreign exchange rates and transactions of the foreign currency financial statements. AS 9 exclude the realized gains resulting from the discharge of an obligation at a lesser amount than the carrying amounts. The standard also exclude unrealized gain resulting from the restatement of the carrying amount of the obligation and also exclude realized unrealized gains arising out of the fluctuation in the foreign exchange rate and these transactions. Then we discuss the timing of the revenue recognition, rendering of the services. Revenue from sale of the rendering services should be recognized at the time of the sale or rendering of the services. However, if at the time of rendering of the services or sale there is significant uncertainty is ultimate collection of the revenue, then the revenue recognition is postponed. In such case, revenue should be recognized only when it becomes reasonably certain that ultimate collection will be made. It also applies to the revenue arising out of the escalation of price, export incentives, and entrance, etc. Then we discuss here the revenue from sale of goods. As per the para number 10 and 11 of the accounting standard number 9, revenue from sale of goods is recognized when the sellers transfer the goods to buyer for the consideration, and revenue is the recognized when all the following all the some conditions are fulfilled. In this condition, first condition is seller has transferred the ownership of the goods to buyer for the price, or all significant risk and rewards of the ownership have been transferred to buyers. Sellers does not retain any effective control of the ownership of the transferred goods. There is no significant uncertainty in collection of the amount of the consideration. Then delivery delay at the buyer's request. In some cases, the buyer may request for the delay delivery although the purchase of goods takes the title and accepts billing. In such a situation, sale is complete although physical delivery of the goods is delayed. Accordingly, revenue should be recognized and inventory level should be reduced. It is prudent to disclose the value of goods held on the behalf of the buyers as on the balance sheet date by way of note. Here we discuss the revenue recognition when a delivery of the goods sold. First is installation and inspection. Revenue should be recognized when goods are installed at the buyer's place to his satisfaction and goods are inspected and accepted by the buyers. Then number second, sale of approval. Revenue should be recognized when buyers confirm his desire to buy such goods by communication. Then guaranteed sales. In this case, revenue should be recognized as per the substance of the agreement of sale or after the reasonable period has expired. Warranty sales. Sales should be recognized immediately, but the provision should be made to cover the unexpired warranty. Consignment sales. In this regard, revenue should be recognized only when the goods are sold to third party. Special order shipment. Revenue from such sales should be recognized when the goods are identified in this party or to third party. Then subscription from the publication. Items delivered vary in the value from period to period. Revenue should be recognized on the basis of sales value of items delivered. And items delivered do not vary in the value from period to period. In this case, revenue should be recognized on the straight line basis over time. Installment sales. Revenue of the sale price is excluding interest should be recognized on the date of sales. Interest should be recognized proportionately to the unpaid balance. Then revenue swaps. IAS 18 contains the provision for the revenue swaps. However, no such corresponding the provisions are given in accounting standard number 9. As per IAS 18, when goods or services are the exchange on the swap for the goods or services which are the similar nature and the value, the exchange is not regarded as a transaction which generates revenue. However, when goods are sold or services are rendered in the exchange for the dissimilar goods, the exchange is regarded as a transaction which generates revenue. Such revenue is measured at the fair value of the goods or services received, adjusted by the amount of the any cash or cash equivalent transferred. And last is a repo arrangement. Under IAS 18, the recognition criteria are applied to two or more transactions together when they are like in a such a way that the commercial effect cannot be understood without a reference to the series of the transactions as a whole. For instance, a company may sell goods and at the same time enter into the separate agreement to repurchase of the goods at a later date. Thereby, the substantive effect of the transaction is negated. In such a case, the two transactions are dealt with together. The accounting standard 9 2 in case of the repo arrangement requires that such transactions should be recorded as a financing arrangement. Therefore, the resulting cash inflow is not revenue and should not be recognized as revenue. Here we see the revenue from rendering services. Normally, revenue from the services is recognized as a service is performed. The performance of the service is measured by the employing two methods. First is completed service contract method and second is proportionate competition method. First is a completed service method. Revenue is recognized when service is completed or the substantially completed and significant uncertainties exist about the collection of amount the service charges. Then proportionate competition method. In this method, revenue is recognized by the reference to the performance of each act. Under this method, the revenue recognized is determined on the basis of contract value, associated cost number of the act or other suitable basis. Revenue is recognized proportionately based on the act performed. Further, no significant uncertainty exists about the collection of amount of service charge of the performed act. Revenue recognition norms are the important in this process. First is installation fee and second is advertising and insurance agency commission. Third is financial service commission. Revenue recognition of the financial service commission is dependent upon whether the service has been provided once and for all or is on the continuing basis. The incidence of the cost relating to the service and when the payment for the service will be received. As regard to the commission charge for the arranging or the granting loans and other facilities, it should be recognized when the loan sanctioned and accepted by the borrowers. Commitment facility or loan management fees that relate to the continuing obligations or services should normally be recognized over the life of the loan. Then admission fee, revenue from the artistic performance, banquets and other special events should be recognized when event take place. Tuition fees, revenue should be recognized over the period of instruction. Next, entrance and membership fees. Revenue recognized from the entrance and membership fees depends upon the nature of services being provided. However, entrance fees are generally capitalized. Membership fees should be recognized on the systematic and the rational basis having regard to the timing and nature of the service provided. Then, revenue from interest. Revenue from interest should be recognized on the time proportion basis. Revenue from royalties is recognized on the accrual basis as per the terms of agreement. And last is revenue from dividend. Revenue from dividend is recognized when the declaring company is declare the dividend. Here we see the disclosure of accounting standard number 9, revenue recognition. First disclosure is when the revenue recognition is postponed, the disclosure of circumstances necessitating such postponement should be made. Then second disclosure of revenue from sales transactions. There are the 2 points. First is disclosure of the excise duty in preparation of profit and loss account. As per accounting standard number 4, accounting standard inference number 14, the manner of disclosure of excise duty in the presentation of the revenue from sales transaction means turnover in the statement of profit and loss should be given. First is taken turnover means gross turnover, then less from the excise duty from gross turnover, and remaining amount means remaining turnover should be net turnover is calculated. Then number second, disclosure of guidance note on the revenue recognition in a real estate sale. The term real estate is meant by land as well as building. The issue is when should be revenue be recognized in case of the real estate sales by the enterprises engaged in the such activities, referred to as the real estate developers, builders, or property developers. As regards to real estate, revenue should be recognized when all the some conditions are fulfilled. First condition is the seller has transferred to the buyer all significant risk and rewards of the ownership, and the seller retain no effective control of the real estate transferred to the degree usually associated with ownership. Next next condition, at the time of the transfer of significant risk and rewards of the ownership, it is not unreasonable to the expect ultimate collection. Then next condition is no significant uncertainty exists regarding the amount of the consideration that will be derived. Once the seller has transferred all risk and rewards of the ownership to the buyer and other condition for the recognition of revenue is satisfied. Any further act in a real estate performed by the seller or substance performed on the behalf of the buyer in manner similar to the contractor. Therefore, if the seller is obliged to the perform any substantial act after the transfer of the significant risk and rewards of ownership, revenue is recognized by the applying the percentage of completion method in the manner as per the specific in accounting standard number 9 construction contract. Then we see here the export related benefit such as a DEPB. DEPB denotes a duty entitlement passbook. The objective of the DEPB is naturalize the incidence of the basic custom duty on the import content of the export product. The neutralization is provided by the way of grant of the credit against the export product. In this regard, as per the recent ICAI opinion, the benefits of DPB should be recognized in the year of the export itself provided to uncertainty exists. This is based on the matching concept. The activity of the export result in the entitlement of DPB credit, and accordingly this credit cannot be related to the duty payable at the time of the subsequent imports. At the time of the subsequent imports, the full duty payable on the such imports would form the part of the cost of purchase, which is paid partly or fully by the way of adjustment of DPB credit. The export benefit should be booked separately as revenue by creating claims against it on the asset side. Accordingly, the cost of purchases of material subsequent to the export should be valued at the full cost including the import duty saved. That's called full custom duty should be loaded irrespective of its payment in cash or payment in utilization of DPP credit. If DPP credit is held for the sale, the treatment of DPP credit would be similar to the treatment when it is intended to the utilize for imports. However, significant uncertainty as a regard to the amount of consideration realizable and uncertainty regarding its ultimate collection has to be taken into account. Then we see here the treatment of the interdivisional transfers. Institute of Chartered Accountant of India has announced that the interdivisional transfer sales are not to be revenue as a part of accounting standard number 9 revenue recognition. Since in the case of interdivisional transfer, risk and rewards remain with the enterprises, and as there is no consideration from the point of view of the enterprises as a whole, the recognition criteria for the revenue recognition are also not fulfilled in regard to the interdivisional transfer. Recognition of revenue is the important in accounting standards. We discuss here criteria of a glance. There are the 3 points of the criteria of the revenue recognition. First is proceeds from the sale of goods. At a time when the goods are in process from the sale of goods, then ownership of the goods is transferred to the buyer. Seller has no effective control over the ownership of goods, and risk reward of the ownership with the buyer. Then fee charge for the services. Service has been performed completely, and service has been performed proportionately. Then lastly, fee charge for the use of business assets by the other. Then on time basis in case of interest is charged, and term of agreement when case of the royalty is fulfilled, and lastly right of the payment of establishment when in case of the dividend is calculated. Then we lastly here effect of the uncertainties means subsequent uncertainty in collection. It is related to the part of revenue from rendering of the services. When uncertainty of collection of the revenue arises subsequently after the revenue recognition, it is desirable to make provision for the uncertainty in the collection rather than the adjustment in already recognized revenue. Today, we discuss here the accounting standard number 9 revenue recognition. In this accounting standard, we discuss the meaning and scope of accounting standard number 9 revenue recognition. Then we see the transactions excluded from accounting standard number 9. Then we discuss timing of the revenue recognition and rendering of the services. Then we see here the revenue from sale of goods, delivery delay of the buyer's request. Then we at the same time revenue is recognized when conditions are fulfilled. These conditions we are discuss. Then we discuss the revenue recognized when delivery of goods sold subject to condition. In this condition, installation and inspection, sale of apparel, guaranteed sales, warranty sales, consignment sales, special order shipment, subscription for publication, installment sale, revenue swaps, repo arrangement. Then we discuss revenue from rendering of services. We see here the employing two methods: completed service contract method and proportionate competition method. Then we discuss revenue recognition norms. First is installation fees, second is advertising and insurance agency commission, Third is Financial Service Commission, admission fees, tuition fees, entrance and membership fees, revenue from entries, revenue from royalties, revenue from dividends. Then we discuss here the disclosure of accounting standard number 9, revenue recognition. There are four disclosure we here discuss. First is revenue recognized is first one. Then second is disclosure of the revenue from sale of transaction. Third is the export related benefits such as DPB. And last, fourth disclosure is the treatment of the interdivisional transfer. And then lastly, we see the process of the recognition of a revenue. Thank you.